Japan's convenience store sandwiches. Maybe you've seen them on social media.
Tasty berries, a little custard, and some whipped cream. Not many fruit sandwiches have custard, so it's a nice addition. Strawberry sandwiches are probably my favorite dessert sandwiches in Japan.
Maybe you've heard Anthony Bourdain talk about them.
Pillows of love. Egg salad from Lawson.
Maybe you've even had one yourself. Or maybe you're thinking, so what? What's the deal with convenience store sandwiches? The only time I'd get one is if there was literally nothing else in the store. But in Japan, the humble convenience store sandwich is a classic staple beloved by locals and tourists alike. So what makes them stand out? Which ones have gone mega viral outside of Japan? How do they fare among the locals?
美味しい朝ごはんの味。さ、レタスがすごいシャキシャキしてる。
And which store has the best ones? 7-Eleven, Family Mart, or Lawson? In this video, we're taking a deep dive into the world of Japan's convenience store sandwiches. Specifically, I'm referring to triangular, crustless sandwiches on white bread found in the refrigerated meals section of basically every convenience store, or konbini, in Japan. While konbini also sell other types of sandwiches, this type here is by far the most popular, the most iconic, and what this video is all about. Let's begin by looking at what makes these sandwiches stand out and why they're not mere afterthoughts in a store full of food options. First, the bread. Are you sick of dry, crumbly bread that disintegrates in your hands and tastes like sawdust? Then try Shokupan. It's a type of white bread that became a Japanese staple around 50 years ago, and compared to typical convenience store sandwich bread outside of Japan, Shokupan has a higher hydration, more sugar, and more fat from milk or butter. Furthermore, it's made with production techniques that prioritize water retention and softness, even after refrigeration. The upshot to all of this is a richer, moister, spongier bread that bounces back like memory foam instead of crumbling. Second, logistics. Compared to convenience stores in other countries, konbini are stocked more frequently, usually multiple times a day, so the sandwiches are fresher. Furthermore, temperature is strictly regulated from farm to sandwich production to delivery to the shelf, preventing lettuce from wilting or the bread from sweating and getting soggy. And third, packaging. Convenience store sandwiches in other countries often come tightly wrapped, which can lead to them getting crushed or are packed in hard shells, which contain a lot of excess air and dry out the bread. Konbini sandwiches, on the other hand, are sealed in a structured plastic wrap with a little bit of air that acts as a cushion. This is the best of both worlds. The structure and air cushion keep the delicate sandwich from crushing, but it's fully sealed and there isn't enough air to dry out the bread. There's even a handy pull tab that splits the package apart. Let's look at a couple of sandwiches that have gone viral overseas. Number 1, the simple egg sandwich.
One thing I just can't give up. One thing I keep coming back to every time I come back to Japan. One thing that still has an unholy grip on me for no reason that I can gather. Pillows of love. Egg salad from Lawson.
This segment from an episode of Anthony Bourdain's TV show Parts Unknown really catalyzed the popularity of konbini egg sandwiches outside of Japan. Since then, other food influencers have followed suit, giving similar glowing reviews.
That's a great egg sandwich. Wow. I mean, this thing is creamy, it's eggy, and just wonderfully flavored. Gotta give some props to the bread as well.
I understand why it's so popular. Super creamy. I didn't think I was gonna eat the whole thing, but that is delicious.
While Bourdain has also called the egg sandwich inexplicable, let me posit one possible explanation: the Kewpie mayonnaise mixed into the eggs. This uniquely Japanese mayo uses egg yolks instead of whole eggs, rice vinegar, and MSG, which adds a rich, umami creaminess to the egg salad. Put that between 2 slices of shokupan, and it truly is a pillow of love. And number 2, we have the fruit sandwich, which consists of pieces of fruit covered with whipped cream and sometimes also custard, surrounded by, of course, shokupan. But is it just a novelty, or does it actually hold up? Well, I don't know, because I've never had one. Until now, that is. I've got two of them here, one from 7-Eleven and one from Family Mart, and I'm just gonna try them. Alright, here we go. The Shokupan acts as kind of like a cake because it's so moist and spongy. And the middle part is kind of like a cake filling. So essentially, it's like a portable handheld cake. It's pretty good. All right, let's try the one from Family Mart. It tastes almost exactly the same. I don't think I can tell any difference between these two. But I think that's a good thing, because they're both very good. So yeah, the fruit sandwich really does hold up, and honestly, I'd rather have one of these than, say, a strawberry shortcake. Okay, so if you don't live in Japan, those were the two you're most likely to have heard about. But what do the locals eat? Aggregating publicly available sales data across the big three konbini chains, the top 5 sandwiches sold in the past year were, in order, mix, ham and egg, crispy lettuce, and teriyaki chicken egg. Wait, hold up. Crispy lettuce? In Japanese, it's called shaki-shaki lettuce. Shaki-shaki is the onomatopoeic word for crunching into crisp vegetables. The fact that there is also ham and cheese in these sandwiches is almost an afterthought, and it's a testament to the tight logistics discussed earlier that a sandwich can be named after the texture of its most perishable ingredient. The number 1 top-selling sandwich, Mix, is comprised of 3 slices, tuna, crispy lettuce, and egg, although the chains often have other mix types that they use to probe consumer interest. Japanese cuisine emphasizes variety and balance, and a mix sandwich is basically a bento box in sandwich form, so it's not surprising that it tops the sales list. It's also notable that 4 of the sandwiches on this list have egg in them, which shows that the egg sandwich is not just a viral sensation for tourists, but an everyday staple for locals as well. Ham and egg and teriyaki chicken egg are the heavy hitters when you want a more filling meal. Personally, I like teriyaki chicken egg for its balance between sweet and savory, as well as between the thick teriyaki glaze and the light, fluffy egg salad. Moving from objective sales data, let's look at how locals subjectively rank these sandwiches. Here are the top 20 konbini sandwiches according to ranking.net. So what does this ranking show us? First, 7-Eleven absolutely dominates. The top 4 sandwiches, as well as 10 of the top 20, are all from 7-Eleven. Next is Family Mart with 5 in the top 20, followed by Lawson, also with 5, but lower in the rankings than Family Mart. Furthermore, other websites like Trill News, a lifestyle and fashion website, and Macaroni, a food and cooking website, have conducted their own polls on konbini sandwiches, and those polls also had 7-Eleven first, Family Mart second, and Lawson third. So I feel pretty confident in saying that Japanese people like 7-Eleven sandwiches the best, with many voters specifically commenting on the quality of the bread. Second, the top-selling sandwiches are pretty well represented on this list. But one thing stands out. While crispy lettuce is only 4th in sales, people really love it. It's the highest-ranked sandwich overall, Family Mart's highest-ranked sandwich, and Lawson's second highest-ranked sandwich. Third, fruit sandwiches are nowhere to be found in the top 20. The highest-ranked one sits at number 23. Now, I thought the 2 strawberry sandwiches I had were great, and deserving of maybe even a top 10 spot. But other Japanese people clearly don't share my opinion. And finally, there are 4 cutlet sandwiches on these rankings. A cutlet, or katsu in Japanese, is a breaded and fried piece of meat or seafood, which might seem like a weird thing to put into a konbini sandwich because by the time you buy it, it's soggy. But in this case, the point is not preserving the texture of the katsu, it's letting the katsu's breading soak up sauce, which turns it into a flavor bomb with a thick, pasty, almost pate-like texture. So, what's the verdict on konbini sandwiches? Well, it's not by desperation or by chance that they clear the shelves and go viral on social media. In fact, it's the exact opposite. They're kind of a low-key engineering miracle. From the bread-making method that yields moist, spongy shokupan, to the tight logistics that keep the lettuce crisp and fresh, to the Kewpie mayonnaise that helps the egg sandwich become a pillow of love, the konbini sandwich proves that you don't need complicated ingredients to create a delicious product. You just need to do it correctly. So the next time you're in Japan, why not try one? Whether it's Anthony Bourdain's favorite egg sandwich from Lawson, the best-selling mix sandwich, or Japan's favorite shaki-shaki lettuce sandwich from 7-Eleven, there are no wrong answers.